This one mistake is killing the impact of your data analysis presentation to stakeholders. Now, here's what most people do wrong. They start like this. First, we collected data from 5 sources, we cleaned them up, brought them to the data warehouse, did some transformations using DBT. Now they will go on and on and on talking about the methodology and how they worked on the analysis without first providing the insight from the analysis. Now, before they get to the insights, actually stakeholders are tuned out. Now, this is called bottom-up communication, where you are building up to a conclusion. Now, this may be valid for other forms of communication, maybe law and other areas, but when it comes to communicating data to business stakeholders, that doesn't cut it at all, right? You're going to eventually lose your listeners halfway into actually providing the actual insight that will help them make the business decisions. The best way to communicate data insight to stakeholders is to start with insight first. It's called the pyramid principle, where you start with the impact first. What's the exact insight you want to communicate? Start with that first. And then you now begin to build onto with supporting evidence that shows that the insight is right. And if there's a case or a need for it, you can talk about your methodology you used to getting those insights. Now again, what's the pyramid principle? First, lead with the most important facts. The most important insights you want to share, start with that at the top. And then follow up with supporting evidence. What are the evidence you have seen in data that supports that? Provide supporting evidence. And then you can talk about how you discovered it and then your methodology. Now let's take a typical example. Let's say you come to a presentation and say, we analyzed customer behavior patterns from different multiple touch points using advanced analytics and AI. That is wrong. That is boring. But instead, you can say, we need to fix our mobile checkout. We are losing about $2.3 million annually from a bug on our mobile checkouts. You now support it with evidence that says that 90% of users who come onto the checkout point drop off because they're not able to successfully complete their checkouts. Now, this is impactful, clear, and actionable because you've already the insight that you want the business users to take an action on. Because at the end of the day, data should be acted upon. And if business users don't understand or don't get the insights you have been trying to get across to them, then they can't take a decision. Now, you see the difference? One grabs attention immediately, the other one sounds boring. When it comes to data storytelling, pyramid principle is where you can start from. Start with the most important insight you want to share. Follow up with evidence that proves, data evidence that proves those insights. And then you can talk about the methodology you used to get those insights. Follow for more videos around data analysis and AI. I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.